On December 30, 2020, Hong Kong Properties said that China government blocked its purchase of residential quarters with a value of $327 million from the U.S. consulate in Hong Kong. The Chinese Communist Party required political clearance for the transaction. This is another example of the CCP interfering in Hong Kong's legal system and breaking its promise of one country, two systems to Hong Kong. In 1984, China and the UK signed the Sino-British Joint Declaration and agreed on the one country, two systems principle, meaning Hong Kong, the former British colony, would not practice the socialist system in mainland China, and Hong Kong's existing capitalist system and way of life would be unchanged for 50 years until 2047. This policy has been written in the Hong Kong Basic Law, the Constitution of Hong Kong. Since the UK returned Hong Kong's sovereignty to Communist China in 1997, the CCP slowly eroded Hong Kong's rule of law that made Hong Kong being Asia's financial center on par with New York and London. The nail in the coffin to end the rule of law in Hong Kong was triggered in 2019 by the Fugitive Offenders Amendment Bill, which would enable the Hong Kong government to extradite suspects to mainland China. The Hong Kong people stood up to protest against the visible hands of the CCP. 2 million Hong Kong people marched on June 12, 2019. The CCP brutally cracked down on the Hong Kong people and doubled down by passing the Hong Kong National Security Law on June 30, 2020. The law criminalizes secession of Hong Kong, subversion against Chinese government, terrorism, including with a foreign government. The law applies to Hong Kong permanent residents, non-residents, and those outside Hong Kong who violate the law. For example, an American can break the law by posting "Take down the CCP" on social media. This American could be arrested and jailed if he visits Hong Kong, steps on a Hong Kong airplane, or eats at a hometown restaurant owned by a Hong Kong national. When investors are banned from selling their assets, lose access to uncensored information, and lose confidence in the independency of the legal system, the market won't work anymore. The CCP has killed Hong Kong after using it to suck global capital into Communist China for 23 years. Global investors should be alerted that their investment in China and Hong Kong is at risk. In August 2019, Chinese state media CCTV said the Sino-British Joint Declaration is a historical document and has been invalidated and expired for a long time.
彭斯副总统应该去补一补历史课，拿中英联合声明这份过时无效的文件干涉香港事务与中国内政，不仅让自己沦为国际笑柄，也令美国国家形象蒙羞。拿中英联合声明这份过时无效的文件，
That is a total lie. There's no termination date written on the declaration, and the document was registered at the United Nations on June 12, 1985. The Chinese government shows no respect for the law and doesn't keep its promises. The world should not trust the CCP's words and should not expect the CCP to be bound by any international treaty it signed.